Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today I wanted to do something really special for you guys. If you're seeing this, I'm very happy to say that KEFLA.EXE is currently sitting at over 3,000 views, which was multiple times more than I projected. And is by far my most viewed Squadra video of all time. And I'm very happy about that. I really cannot tell you. Like, there's not a single video on the entire channel I wanted to do better than this one. And I'm really happy that I actually got the chance and that a lot of people got to see it. So, to kind of celebrate, and also because also by request by some of you, today I decided that I'm going to go behind the scenes, kind of let you into the mindset of how I make these large-scale videos like this. Oh, and guys, if you haven't watched KEFLA.EXE yet, it's going to be linked in the top right about now, or it's going to be linked at the end of the video if you're interested in watching it. Thank you so much. But yeah, let's try to jump right into it. About 2 months ago, I switched to CapCut instead of Clipchamp. And something I want to make clear is that CapCut has this like weird AI stuff built into it, like everywhere. And I want to make it abundantly clear that when I make these videos, absolutely none of it is generative AI or AI this or that. You know, it's all done by hand. I mean, like, obviously I get some help from its like built-in effects and, you know, its transitions, but this is all handmade. There's no AI because I think it's garbage. So yeah, enough about that. Let's get into the actual meat on the bone. The opening of every .exe video is pretty much the same in the sense that they're all the legendary intro for that character. And usually it has some sort of like transition into the blank .exe text. But I was like, you know what? Like, I'm calling it .exe based off like those like old videos I used to really like. And I'm like, why don't I lean into that? So for this time around, I leaned a lot more into like it's actually like a .exe kind of thing. Not for the whole video, but at least I wanted the intro to feel like that. So, random fun fact, I slightly altered this video from the one that's currently on YouTube, just to avoid copyright, on this video specifically. And something that got messed up in the final cut of the video that I have no idea how I got into the final product, but whatever, it's fine, is that here it's supposed to do that, then this text effect, and then I wanted to go dun 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 dun. I wanted to go across like along with the beat, but for some reason in the final video this text is like really large. It's like really large, like you can't really see any of it. But you can still tell that it's like going across the screen over and over. So it was fine. It worked out. It still looked okay. But I always thought that was funny. Also, sorry if this is the video is definitely going to slow down because there's a lot going on. Yeah, so the main goal for the intro was just to kind of actually give off a slight .exe vibe. Because I felt like that was kind of lacking from the other ones. This part, my main thing is that I didn't want to start having like actual gameplay until like the lyrics kicked in, but there was just too much space here to just continue being the intro, right? So my idea was that I was just gonna try to do some music sync. So as best I could, I got this clip, right? Like it's supposed to sync with the music. I mean, most of the video does, not all of the video, but most of it does. But this part is really satisfying to me. My only worry was that, but I was kind of like too deep into it that I didn't want to change it. But I was worried that like, okay, I feel like this is going to hook people in, but this might get people to click off. Because then they're like, what is this video about? They don't know yet, right? It's not clear until the actual gameplay starts. And, you know, that's a whole nother thing. But I put a lot of consideration into these videos. So something that, a detail I really care about is frame perfect accuracy. If we look here, these animations are literally doing the exact same things on the exact same frames. That is not easy to sync, I will tell you that. It is not easy, but it is satisfying. I think it's so satisfying. A lot of it has to do with taking the previous gameplay and just cropping it a unique way. Like, let me show you. See, it's cropped to be like centered and only be part of the screen, just enough that it'll take up like half the screen essentially. Yeah, this is what it would look like normally, right? And this is not good for the video, right? No one wants to watch that. So, for this video, I learned that the sweet spot for me is 122 in scale height, and just like that, like you can barely tell because it's only by 22%. That it's not really that noticeable. I think this is the only time it happens in the video, but I wanted what's happening on screen to directly correlate with the lyrics of the song, so listen closely to what's being said. So, yeah, I've been waiting for the longest time. I can't believe it's real. And I thought, like, what? How perfect would it be if I put my own reaction to KEFLA getting revealed as I can't believe it's real? Because that's exactly how I feel. I cannot believe that she's in this game right now. Simple trick here. I just put my footage, same thing as before. I just extended the height of it so it filled the whole thing. I just put this PNG here, and I trick you into thinking it's animated, but it's not at all, really. It's just a still image. I just have it enter through sliding, then I have this effect. Bounce 2 here. I love this part of the video. I think it's a good bit, and it works perfectly with the lyrics, so I was proud of that one. Because I'm not even kidding. A big part of these videos to me is song selection and almost like moments in the video. These are things I have planned out before the character even comes out. The week following the KEFLA reveal, I was listening to dozens and dozens of various songs I could use for the video. And I was like, I gotta find the perfect one. Like, it has to be perfect because this video matters so much to me. So now to talk about the gameplay. How do I edit my gameplay? The way that it works is that in these kind of videos, let's say I have about 7 matches, which is what this is. You know, you have 1, 2, 3, not counting that one, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it's 7 matches. And in total, you know, that's minimum an hour of gameplay. You know, maybe even an hour and a half of gameplay. So how do you condense all of that down into just 8 minutes of gameplay? Or less, actually. My mindset for these videos is that, and I've technically been doing videos like this since the start of my channel, but the difference was those videos were focused on the matches in total, right? They would just be slightly edited down and they would have music playing, right? And this is technically the same thing. It's just edited down gameplay with music. It's the same thing, but this works way better because the way I do it is that instead of it being about the match, it's about moments, right? I get several clips from the matches, essentially, right? Then what I do once I have all the clips is I put all of the clips on the side and I start editing the next match then I start editing the next match. And I do the same thing, and then I put it on the side, and I keep doing it for every single match. Then, once every single match has been edited down to be only the highlights, I then kind of shuffle them in a random order, right? So, you know, for example, like how the order of sequence events could literally be like match 6, 5 minutes in. Then the next clip is match 2, 1 minute in. The next one is match 4. 10 minutes in, right? Like, the point is that, like, it's always keeping you guessing. It's always fresh. And it helps to not create dull moments in the video where it feels like you're just stuck on this one match. I try my best to avoid having multiple clips from the same match play right alongside each other. I do my best to try to avoid that. But yeah, let me give you a very quick basic example, right? See what happens? Oh, we got the Kai. We're fighting. We get a kill. And we get a dual finisher, right? That's very cool. That's a very cool clip. But here's the problem. Let's look at this. Let's look at this. The problem is that while this is a good moment and it's a win, look how much time this takes. This is a 29-second clip, which is just time that we don't have in a video like this. So what do? First of all, every single piece of gameplay in this video is changed to 0. Every single clip in the video is changed to 1.25 speed to not only just help make everything feel even faster than it already is, but it just lets me put more clips into the video. And in some instances in the video, if I really need to like get a timing right, I will even speed it up by like 1.5 or 1.6, for example. So what do we do in a situation where we have a, okay, we shortened it. It's 23 seconds, right? I would love to show the whole fight, but I very realistically can't, right? So what matters is the information that's given by the end of the clip, right? Because I'll be honest, the actual fight itself isn't insanely exciting, right? We barely have any skills. We're just fighting for Kai. We're just, we're beating each other up. There's not like an interesting play here. What matters is that, their health is getting lower and we're the ones who are winning, right? So I would cut it, right about here, right? So, like let's pretend like it's in the video, right? So it's like, look at this happening. Wow, amazing, awesome. Then it's gonna complete this clip. You see how like it conveys everything you need to know about what happened in this fight in such a short amount of time, right? I have to do edits like that for the whole video. That's pretty much how the gameplay side of it is, right? Like it takes a lot of slightly altering the speed of everything. Now for probably what is the most labor extensive part of all of this, which is music sync. Obviously I can't have, because it's Squadra, I can't have every like punch and kick line up with the music. That's just not how it works. So how I do it instead is that every time there's like a shift in the music, like like they finish like a line in the song, or it switches to instrumental, anything like that, the clip changes. That is something that is very important to me that happens in the video. And on paper it seemed like if the clips are all randomized, how the hell do you do that? Like that sounds impossible. Well, not impossible, but it just sounds like a hassle. Like, how would you do that? So the way I actually do it is that, yes, I randomize the clips in order to try to keep it a nice variety throughout the video. But what I also do is that I handpick clips to fit a specific time frame. Well, every single one of these clips has a certain length, right? That if I zoom in enough, you can see it. This one's 7. This one's 7. This one's 2 seconds. Let's go to a random point in the video. This one's 7. Okay, most of these are 7. I'm noticing. 7. Okay, there's a lot. Okay, there's a lot of 7 and 2s. You got me. That one's 9 seconds. That one's 6 seconds. Right. There's a variety of times in the clips. So what do I do with that is that you'll see this a lot in the timeline of the video, but I have like dozens and dozens of markers. Here, I'll show them a bit better. Look at all these markers. Most of these exist purely for the reason that it's exactly when either a musical moment, like a shift or like a drop happens. Either that starts or ends is where every single one of these are. So like pay attention. No. See? Drop. See, there's a shift there. Notice that as well. See, we're going to prove it again. Okay, I think you get the point. Every single one of those is something like that, right? So how I make the videos sync so well to the music is I just place a bunch of these markers down every single time that one of those kind of things happens in the music. So what I do is that I look at the time. Let's just take this, for example. This happens at 44 seconds. And this kind of little moment in the song ends at 51. So I just basically do the, I just do the basic math there, essentially. 44 into 51, so it's 6 to get to 50. then 7 to get the 51, right? So I need a 7-second clip for that moment. And what do you know? I have a bunch of 7-second clips randomly assorted, like, you know, in the thing I did earlier. And that's essentially what I do for the entire video. So yeah, I don't need to drag on and tell you about every single clip, because that's the basic idea of everything, right? That's just... yeah, you see how it is. So, I'll mostly move on from that point, and I'm mostly going to talk about the bigger moments of the video now to kind of wrap things up. I really do mean it. Every single day up until this character's release, I was storyboarding this video. I would listen to the song, and I would literally write down what I would visually want to happen on the screen. And it was difficult because there was no gameplay, and we didn't know the character's full kit. So I didn't really know what I was supposed to do for most of the video. But there were certain points in the video where I could envision things happening. Like a certain way the beat, you know, like what should happen when the beat drops, certain edits I wanted to make, the colors. The entire intro, I'm not even kidding, the entire intro was edited over a week in advance. I had none of the actual footage, but the text and the visual effects were all there before. I didn't have to change anything. I just had to add in the footage. So I thought leading up to the halfway song drop, I thought it'd be super sick. That for the, you know, the big drop halfway through the song, that I should do the very first transformation of the video, right? Because I've never actually shown her transforming yet in the video, so I thought the first time showing it on the drop would be awesome. So something I love to do in all of these .exe videos is that during like a little break section of the video, I reference back to whatever the intro was visually and with the text. So here, you know, get the final clip. Right, there's a build up, and I thought the perfect clip here would be a max Gekishin burst, and it really fits well. It really like builds it up, like building up, almost there, jump, boom. Like, it's just so sick. I love that. I thought it'd be cool to kind of have the text be doing something. The thing is, I needed the text at the bottom because I needed the text to kind of like break away once he transformed, and it wouldn't really look as good if it took up the whole screen. So I'm like, how do I put the text at the bottom and keep it interesting? And I found this little effect that was really nice. It's like bouncing with the beat. Okay, I have to talk about this part because this is one of my favorite edits out of the whole thing, right? This is the part that I literally went by frame, like I edited. So once the beat's about to drop, switches over to this, which is again from the trailer footage. So you know, she's transforming, and in a moment it goes black. It opens back up, but notice something. The filter is on right here. It goes to black. The filter comes off, so the text becomes white again alongside the video itself, right? So it's almost like an eye opening. Then, you know, once the eye fully opens, that white filter goes away. Then I cut down a couple of frames here, a couple of the in-between, so it'd be a little bit more like sharp. So for this, you know, goes to black again. You see the hearts, obviously in reference to my channel name. Look at that! Look at this frame! Look how cool this is! This is so sick! Look at that! Okay, I'm gushing over it. It's so perfect. Like, yeah, this is just my channel. So yeah, you know, you have this split second where it does that. The text comes back in. Then once you see the transformation, the text like blows away, almost like she's like blowing away with her power. Something like that. This is one of my favorite edits in the whole video. I spent a lot of time getting the timing like just right. Let me show you one more time with the added context now. With the build up. God, it's just so sick. God, it's so sick. All right, now time for obviously the highlight of the whole video, which is this little final confrontation. So, it's pretty easy to tell if you're paying attention, but this part is staged. For these .exe recordings, just to make them a little bit smoother, and so it's easier to kind of just clip farm. I don't 4-stack, but I usually have a lane buddy to help me out with the video. For this video, I have my friend Midnight help me out. Gonna link in the description again. Thank you. Thank you so much to him. He was the one who helped me film all this. Yeah, for this part, we got into a custom match lobby, and the whole idea was that we were just farming XP by ourselves. And we were just gonna have a fight without using skills to kind of show that we're fighting, right? Because I thought it'd be too jarring just to go straight into this, right? Like, show the context that we're fighting first, even if it is staged, right? So... oh, okay. This is this part of the video is just, it's actually insane. I want to reiterate, this is not the version that's actually in the video. I just changed it because I want to get copyright striked. So I really wanted to show, I really wanted it to be like a perfect transition to the scene. So I do the ult. I wanted to recreate the Goku versus KEFLA, you know, final scene. I wanted to recreate it in Squadra, but like, how do you do it? Right? Because you have the ult, but like, what is the equivalent to the sliding Kamehameha? And I thought the closest thing would be an IT Kamehameha. So what I wanted it to be was KEFLA ulting, and then like the second that it ends, for Goku to do an IT Kamehameha. It didn't go exactly like that, but I think what happened was good and close enough, honestly. Boom, does the ult. I slow it down just to like really let the saying like, okay, this is what's happening. Right? You get to this exact frame, you know, like fade out, fade back in, and like, look how smooth this is. It's hard to tell because it's so fast in the video, but... oh, there you go. This was absurdly hard. Took me way too long, but this was as close as I could possibly get, with the insane amount of time I spent in this video, to getting that to perfectly transition. It's obviously, it's not doable, but that's as close as I can get. I think it looks pretty sick in the video though. Alright, time to talk about this scene. I completely reworked the timing of every single moment in this scene, its audio and all that junk. In my mind, I had already choreographed this in my mind, like, way in advance. I had everything planned out in advance of what I wanted to happen on every single beat of the song, right? I know that we will find our... it's kind of hard to explain exactly how I did. Oh, fuck it. Sorry, I'm so bad at this. So, you know, you have the fade in, then I slowed it down a little bit. And it's only in the scene for one frame before, but I thought, like, how sick would it be if I added my own impact frames? Right? I'm obviously, I am not capable enough to straight up create impact frames, but I can create the illusion of one, right? This is a part that I literally had to go frame by frame. So what I did is that, here, let me try to find a good frame for it. So this is the impact frame, completely, like, unchanged. Like, this is just what it looks like. I took a screenshot of the impact frame. Because believe it or not, all of this is a screenshot. This is not like a clip from this scene. Because it's literally one frame, it was impossible to, like, split it up with the others and have it, like, make any sense or look good. So I literally took a screenshot of the impact frame and I perfectly aligned it with the show. And like I said, like, the screenshot did not align with the show originally. I spent a lot of time getting it perfectly. So this point was simple, as I had to give the illusion that it was like flashing and going really fast. So I just have to screenshot hold for a little bit, but what I do is that I have this white flash, right? And I also have this color scan, which is just like a tiny bit of extra little visual flair, because why not? This part took forever, but it was so worth it because this is incredibly sick. Hold on. Love that. I love that so much. It just, that moment is already sick, and I love that impact frame, but like it's literally visible for a frame. So this part, I needed the next this cut right here. I want it to be on wait, let me double check. I wanted to be on We'll Do Whatever It Will Take. Right? I wanted that cut to be there, but the problem was is that the clip of KEFLA holding it here for a moment before it changes was not enough time, no matter how much I slowed it, to make it to this point where I needed it to be. So I just gave the illusion that it was just going, even though it's just like a couple of frames that just keep looping over and over and over at various speeds to kind of give the illusion of that, right? So then exactly when it's we'll do whatever, it's not intentional for it to sync with KEFLA's mouth. That's not the intention. If you're watching the video, it's not intended. If your mind can trick itself into thinking that happened, then that's cool. I'm glad that happened for you, but I want to make it clear that it is not supposed to look like she's saying the words or anything. And here's the next part. It will take. I wanted the beam drop to happen at the same time that the words did. So I was very precise with how I edited this. So this was slower, right? Because I wanted this part to almost feel like a little bit heavy, like she's holding something heavy, right? So it's like a little bit slower than normal, and then like once it actually fires, it's back to normal speed. You know what I mean? So check that out one more time. God, I love it. I just love it so much. Let's switch the quality back up. I think the video's doing fine now. And again, it's the same logic as before. I'm telling you, like I really considered every single time this song slightly changes. Take and jeez. Okay, never mind. When it hits and when it hits and again, there's another cut. Like I did this for the whole video. Because crowd is the end of the line here, I wanted the visual of Goku, sliding in slow motion. I wanted that to be where it ended. And again, oh god, this took so much time. But reach the crowd. Like, look at that! This is the most difficult part. I was very unsure how to incorporate Goku doing an IT Kamehameha into the scene. I thought it'd be really difficult and I have to go super out of my way for it, but it wasn't too bad. I just the problem is that I thought like because it happened so fast it'd be very difficult to tell what's going on, but how I rectify the issue is check it out. One more time. Right, you go to the KEFLA fist. The way I did it is that just to make it easy to understand, I just put an instant transmission sound over the gameplay, just to make it like more obvious, because everybody knows that sound, right? Because see what happens if it's muted. You're right. The difference is huge. Like I feel like if you just saw it appear for half a second, it almost looked like a mistake. Like you wouldn't even be sure what it's about. Right, but when you add the sound, it's intentional. Then, yet again with the music sync, right? IT, look up, thing, and right, and then on that final like word, down, right? I wanted that to be the beam, right? So check it out. And then the rest was pretty simple. I just kind of let the scene play out with the music. Oh, then okay. I am a really big fan of this edit here. I was really proud of it. So let me show you how I did that. So in the original scene here, let me break the fourth wall a little bit and edit this. Right. So in this, you know, in the scene, the Patara, it breaks, and then it trenches over the gameplay, which is, you know, this MVP screen, right? And I'm not even kidding. Let me show you what happens in the show, like the exact framing of it, right? So the Patara breaks. It's this. Let me show you what happens in the show. This feels illegal. I feel like I'm messing with the video. Why can't I do it? Yeah, but check this out. That is exactly what happens in the show. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, look at this. One more time, one more time. It is literally exactly the same. It's perfect. I already knew that I wanted the climax of the first song of the video to be, you know, the instant transmission Kamehameha. I knew that's what I wanted it to be. And I was just praying that when the character came out, that this was going to be one of their windscreen animations. And it is! I can't believe it. I'm so happy. It worked out perfectly. Yeah, so I just have the outro, you know, play like out like normal. Right? I like this a lot. You should do this if you haven't. Subscribe. If you've been watching so far, I really appreciate it. I'll be honest, that's most of the meat of the video and most of the ideas I had for it. But let me just double check to make sure it isn't. Oh, yes. I want to explain my choice of song here. The first one, to me, was hard. But once I had it, I was like, okay, this is it. But it was like, okay, I need a second song for the video, right? Because it's going to be like an 8-minute video. I had such a hard time deciding, and I decided like it'd probably be good if I stuck to a Sonic theme, right? Not to deviate from that, because, you know, in the last one, I opened up with a JoJo song, which I thought was super fitting, and so I'm like, okay, the rest of the song should also be a JoJo song. But I was like, what Sonic song? I just don't know Sonic like that. I really don't. And then I remembered this Lythero clip. And obviously, credit to Lythero. Amazing, fantastic videos.
Good for them. Good for them. Good for them. That's why nobody can beat them. The ultimate power. Lesbians.
Okay, you know I had to play into that joke. It's funny. You know, it's funny. Kelly Cauliflower, lesbians. Obviously. There's Shadow. It's funny. So, I thought, what better thing to do for KEFLA.EXE but Shadow's theme? Also, this is exclusive. This is not in the actual video, the song. I did a different version. A cover by Noah McKnight and Penny Parker, which is a wonderful cover. But this is the actual song. Yeah, but notice how it's the same logic, right? I'm doing the same logic as the last time. I'm filling in the time of the song with various clips, and then like once something in the song changes, which you can tell by these markers. Try to see through me. Do it if you dare. One step. You see, it's perfect. One step forward, 2 steps back. Can't you see all of me? Walk into my mystery. Okay, I'm just saying it this way. But yeah, you get the point. It's the same thing for most of this part of the video as well. Very similar style. I didn't do any crazy edits for this section. Okay, I need to talk about this part briefly. People really like this section. But believe it or not, this is the third version of this 10 seconds. And ironically, it's the dumbest one, but it's the one I went with. The problem was that for this part, because I thought it was really cool with like almost the breakdown of the song was like it's like I am everyone, I am anyhow, anywhere, any it, whatever it is. Okay, you get it. I thought that was super cool, and I thought like, oh, what if I went bonkers in this part? And it had a part that was like everything was flying around everywhere, and the screen was like changing every like half second. It looked like a freaking TikTok edit. But I overdid it, and what it ended up being was just like 2 5-second clips from me beating bosses, and just over editing them way too hard. And while the effort that it took was cool, right? I thought that part was cool. Every time I would revisit it, when skimming through the video, I didn't really like it because I thought to the average viewer it would be just too much visual chaos, and I was like, if there's anything in the video that would get them to click off more than anything, it would be that. Like it's just like, okay, I'm done. Like you're doing too much now, right? So then I did a second version that was slightly more toned down, but it still overall had the same issue of just kind of being too over edited for a moment that didn't really matter. Because I couldn't spare to put a super hype moment here. It's like, it's me being a boss. Like, it's not that big of a deal. I beat a boss, you know? Like, you can't make that hype. Or at least not, like, insanely hype, right? So I was bummed out to run out of videos because there was just this 10-second... There's just this 10 seconds of the video where it was like, it just felt like I didn't want to put gameplay here, like normal, unedited gameplay. I was like, I have to put something here. And so, I don't know how this is what I landed on. It's a nice callback to the older .exe videos where instead of it being like this like darkish red vibe, it's instead back to the rainbow, right? I wanted that to be a callback to the older videos. I literally just downloaded a PNG of KEFLA, her fighter's model, and I just put just an excessive amount of edits on it. Look, I put colorful, multiple entries, and this as well. To show you like just how unnecessary all this is. Like, let me show you what it looks like without it, for example. Like that's what it would look like, but in reality, it's this convoluted mess in a good way. I don't know. It's so dumb, but it's like oddly charming. It's like, you know what I mean? It's kind of like me letting you guys know like there's a person behind the video. Like I like putting this kind of stuff in the videos sometimes because it's just silly. I just like it. You know what I mean? It's just like it just shows that there's a lot of love put into this. It's not like just generated just a pure fucking aura. Like I'm just having fun, I think it shows it. The final edit worth showing off is right over here. If you notice, I always like to end the .exe videos with usually like beating a tower, then taking a Dragon Ball to end off the video, right? But these are not from the... Oh, wait. Never mind, I was incorrect. It's actually from the same match. Wait, I just take back what I said. Take some of that. I like to end... I don't know why it's so funny. Okay, I love to end out these videos with like beating a tower and then go getting the Dragon Ball, right? I think that's a very satisfying way to end the video, give it some closure, right? So I cut out part of it because some of it I think was earlier in the video. So I get it. Hi Midnight, good to see you. You get the Dragon Ball. Then what I really enjoyed is that I did not use this animation at all. until this point in the video, and it works perfectly with the thumbnail as well, which you'll see cut it in a moment, right? And also, and again, it's actually insane. Like this part, I barely had to edit. Like it just worked out really well. Oh yeah, I am all in me. Right, and then here's the the wonderful, wonderful art done by Scroll, who I play Squadra with all the time. Great guy. He did this art for me. Fantastic. I just thought it'd be cute. Just nice way to end the video, right? It's like, it's my channel. It's literally my channel icon. Super Saiyan 4 KEFLA. And my biggest piece of advice is that, like, I'm incredibly new to editing. Incredibly. I made shit videos on Clipchamp for, like 2 to 3 months. And they were garbage. I switched over to CapCut. I was still garbage. But all it takes is just, like, it's trial and error. Like, you just got to make videos over and over. What I love is that every single time I make a .exe video, I come up with new, innovative ways to use the tools that I have. Right? There's so much I did in this video that I have never done in another video, right? It's not always about your editing skill, but just, like, how much you're willing to really try to think outside the box, right? Because for me, I think the number one thing I'm looking for... That's really cool. The number one thing I'm looking for when I'm making these kind of videos is that, like, I understand this 100 times and I'll say it again. I want to make videos that I want to watch. Like, yeah, I'm gonna be so honest. That's my entire mindset when I'm making videos, because this is the kind of stuff that I want to watch on YouTube, and I feel like it's kind of niche in Squadra. You don't really see many of these kind of videos, and so I want to keep making these. Unfortunately, I don't think I can make them as often as I wanted them to. As you can clearly see, I literally skipped a character this season for, various reasons. But whenever I do make one of these, I want to, I want to put my heart and soul into it. And my advice to you guys is, like, take a tutorial on YouTube, just experiment for yourself. I'm not kidding. Make a bunch of shitty videos. Make a bunch of shitty videos, right? Like, make them. Like, even if they're going to suck, even if it's not going to be exactly as you wanted them, like, make those videos. I promise you, they help you way more than you'll ever know, because the next time you'll think about how, like, I didn't like how that turned out, so, like, how do I fix it, right? You can't really develop these skills until you make these mistakes, until you experiment and you get risky and you try new things. I look back to Broly.exe, which was not even that long ago. It was 2 months ago when I made that video. And I laugh when I watch that, because I was such a noob. I didn't even know what I was doing. I was so bad. Like, everything about it. It's just, like, every single thing about it was just, it infuriated me. I was just like, well, not infuriated me. Everything about it was like, I could do that better right now. Like, I that was wrong. I don't know why I did that. That was such a bad, this was that. All this stuff. Everything. It's crazy. And it was just a couple videos ago. Like, not even that long ago. And I already feel that way. And the thing that makes me really excited is that I can't wait, because for me, this video is, like, my best work yet, by far. Like, I think it's undeniable. This is freaking awesome. I love this video. And I'm so happy it did so well. But, like, at the same time, I can't wait for a couple months, and, a couple months from now, where I look at this video and I go, I think this is dog water. Like, I could do way better than this. I know it. I can't wait. Right? Because what I'm going to keep doing is that, the best part about making these videos is that I get to keep experimenting and keep trying new things. I have to keep workshopping. I have to keep coming up with ideas. I have to keep collaborating. These are all things that, like, I'm just was so afraid to do before. And then now that I'm, like, in the thick of it, it's just so satisfying. It really is. Anyway, that's enough on that. I really, really do appreciate you all watching if you made it to the end. I hope any of this was helpful. It's just, or maybe if you just enjoyed a behind the scenes look at how I make videos, that's cool too. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.